All right, so I wanted to give kind of a quick rundown, like kind of a real rider's review on the Lowrider ST. I just bought this bike. Today's Monday. I bought it Friday. I looked at a lot of reviews online before I bought mine, so I just wanted to kind of give a quick unvarnished opinion from somebody that really rides. Maybe that'll help somebody, or give somebody some information to go on before they purchase. So, real quick, I've ridden, several. I've had several different FXRs, built FXRs, Dynas, touring bikes over the last about 15 years. Was, honestly, I was excited about this one. I wanted to like it, and I do like it. But there is some stuff that's real, and some stuff that I think is definitely hype. A lot of the reviews that you read out there are definitely, they're definitely incentivized by Harley to give a good review. So this is just somebody that rides, that enjoys these bikes, and I just wanted to point out a couple things in case you're looking to buy one, or in case it might be something that helps you out. So leave a comment and keep the conversation going if you can. So just real quick, I made a couple changes since I bought this bike a few days ago. I already had some parts going. One of those is I added the Clockworks flare windshield, which is a little taller than stock, I believe. I went ahead and installed this weekend the Rockford Fosgate sound system. I also added an aftermarket seat, the Lucky Dave's seat, which I've had one before on a different bike. I liked it, like that better than the step up kind of, or the harsh angle of a lot of the step ups. Then I added a sissy bar with a luggage rack and passenger pegs, which unfortunately do not come standard on this bike. But I've put about maybe 200 miles on it over the last 3 days, just kind of off and on, babying it, trying to respect the break-in period a little bit, but I've been able to open it up a little bit. Number one, I've been very impressed with the 117. Obviously, it sounds like a sewing machine, as everybody says, with this exhaust. That'll change soon. But, I had never owned an M8. I've ridden a couple, and, 117 cubic inches is pretty nice. And I think, really in the, where I haven't been too much past 4,000 RPM and getting on it is really where the fun lies with this thing. So really excited to continue to break in and open it up, but I've been very pleased thus far. I'm not pleased with this dick nose air cleaner, but we'll change that, as well as the exhaust and a tune here soon, and go from there. Other than that, I mean, the styling is very nice. I think they've done a good job there. I do like the bags. The bags are have a latch like the standard touring bags. Have the hydraulic opening. You can remove them. That's very cool. I would say, ergonomically, you have to change the seat just like every Harley, and of course be changing the bars. I'm about average height, average weight. I'm 5'10", and find myself leaning forward a bit too much for my liking. Like, it's an aggressive position, I'd say, so it's great in town, but if you're gonna, do long rides or tour on this thing, and you'd want something that's closer to you. So, this isn't really high enough for my liking anyway, so I'm going to be adding some taller pullback risers and some higher bend bars, amongst some other things, to help with that, which I think a lot of people probably will do that actually ride, because it's just, it's just, you're having to actively kind of bend your body forward, at least for me, to reach the bars. So that was just a little bit different, and something I'll change quickly. I did want to comment on the fairing and the windshield, because that's been something that I've seen. There's a lot out there about it. The fairing is not a bad looking fairing. It's got kind of a Cyclops thing going on, as many have said. But in terms of wind coverage, there is wind coverage. They did a good job at that. You do feel nice and planted on the bike, even in the wind. I mean, here in the Bay Area, there is a fair amount of wind. You might be able to hear it on this video. However, if you have owned FXRTs, Ds, Ps, road glides, anything with a full fixed fairing, this is not that. It does not have near the coverage that my FXRT or D did, or my road glide. It does not cover you up like that. I'm 5'10", and even with the Clockworks flare windshield, wind's hitting me in my chin, no doubt. And so I'll probably look into a taller aftermarket windshield once the aftermarket catches up a little bit. I'll see what Clearview does and others, but you know, honestly, I can't tell the difference with the Clockworks or the stock windshield, and I think that you know, a lot of the reviewers that maybe said that there's, you know, that really had a lot to say about the wind coverage on this is, I gotta call bullshit on that, because I you know, compare it at least to, you know, a lot of other fixed fairing bikes. I don't think it's that great. However, like I said, it does provide some wind coverage, keeps it off your chest. More like, you know, I felt it was more like riding a T-Sport or something like that. Comparably with a little bit more coverage, like around the sides, which you would guess from this. The nice thing about it, though, is that it is relatively thin compared to a road glide or an FXR style fairing. I believe I measured this against my FXRD, and the front and back end, or the total width of the bike, I believe it's 4.5 inches less wide than my FXRD. So that's a pretty nice savings if you're splitting lanes in California or elsewhere. It feels really nice. It feels nimble. That's the other thing I was going to mention is the stock suspension, I think, is one of the best stock suspensions I've felt on a Harley. You know, I've been trying to, you know, run over stuff and you know, take corners fast, and it feels really nice. I'm gonna upgrade the front and the rear suspension, the monoshock, as I go, no doubt. However, I will say that you know, the front suspension feels really good, and also the design of the newer Softail platform is pretty cool. I think. I mean, it feels pretty nimble and fairly sporty for a big bike. So I've been impressed with that, and was excited to try that. So that really delivered. Other than that, a lot of people talk shit about the bags being different heights on the back or lengths on the back. I don't really give a shit about that. It's nice that they're removable. The other thing I would mention is if you do wrench on your bikes, I've done a little bit here so far. You know, this is pretty simple install on this Rockford unit. I've kind of tore into it just a bit, and I gotta say, like, you know, this this is no FXR, this is no early Dyna. These things are much more complicated. So you know, I think I'll be probably getting some help on some other kind of installs, but probably do the suspension, and you know, the intake and the exhaust and tune myself. But other than that, I'll be getting some help, because there's a lot of wires, no doubt. But overall, this is a great bike. I am super excited about it. I'm super excited to put a lot of miles on it. I want to take it on some trips here coming up, maybe in the fall and the spring, and really stoked to kind of outfit it to my liking. I think I'm going to continue to like it more and more. So Hope that helps, and hope if you decide to buy one, you enjoy it. So thanks.